Imagine this. You're at the store looking for an eco-friendly detergent. You pick up a product. The packaging is covered in green leaves. It also says 100% natural. And even to top it off, it has a cute little globe, like a cherry on top. You feel good about buying it, don't you? But what if I told you that this so-called green product you have picked might be no better than the rest? Welcome to the world of greenwashing. Hey everyone, and welcome to True Talks. Today, we will be diving into the world of greenwashing. How brands mislead consumers into thinking they're sustainable and contrasting that with ethical branding, where companies genuinely practice what they preach. But more importantly, we'll break down why this matters through the lens of virtue ethics and how businesses can build trust the right way. We'll look at real-world examples. Some of the worst greenwashing scandals and how companies that are actually sustainable set themselves apart. Let's start with the generic, basic info. What is greenwashing? Greenwashing is when a company claims to be environmentally friendly, but they actually don't follow through in a meaningful way. They might use vague terms like eco-friendly or the one we all heard, all natural. Slap some green-colored packaging on their product, or even go as far as creating fake sustainability certifications. It's all about looking good rather than doing good. A example, you might ask? Well, H&M's Conscious collection. I assume we have some listeners that shopped at H&M. They advertise these clothing lines as sustainable, using words like organic and recycled fabrics. Sounds great, right? Well, an investigation found that many of these claims were misleading, and some materials weren't actually more sustainable than their regular lines. Truth be told, in fact, a lawsuit was filed against them for deceptive marketing. Another example you might know is Volkswagen. Yes, the car company. They marketed their diesel cars as clean and low emission. But guess what? They installed a software that cheated emission tests, making their cars seem much greener than they really were. In reality, they were emitting up to 40 times, yes, you heard me, 40 times the legal pollution limit. This scandal is also known as Dieselgate, ended up costing Volkswagen billions and billions in fines and shattered their consumers' trust. Greenwashing isn't just misleading, it is unethical and manipulates consumers, harms genuinely sustainable companies, and slows down real environmental progress. But if greenwashing is the problem, what does ethical branding look like? Ethical branding is the opposite of greenwashing. Totally the opposite. It's when companies truly integrate sustainability into their core values, not just their marketing. A few great examples could be Patagonia and Ecos. Patagonia is transparent about their sustainability efforts. They used recycled materials, offer a repair program to extend the life of their products, and even encourages their customers to buy less. That's a brand that lives to its true values, rather than just talking about them. They have real certifications backing their claims, and their supply chain is designed to a way it minimizes harm to the environment. On with the other example, Ecos, the cleaning product brand. Yes, they've achieved carbon neutral manufacturing and met real sustainability standards without resorting to any fake claims. They prioritize plant-based ingredients, have third-party certifications, and make their sustainability reports available to the public, the consumers. So, how can companies commit to ethical branding? Number 1, be transparent. Companies need to back up their sustainability claims with real solid evidence. This means publishing reports on environmental impact, showing where materials are sourced, and being honest about the areas they're still trying to improve. For example, we'll go back to Patagonia. They share detailed information on its supply chain and openly discuss its sustainable challenges, proving that transparency builds trust with the consumers. Number 2, use third-party certifications. Companies should back up their sustainability claims with recognized independent certifications. Labels like Fair Trade, which ensures ethical labor and environmental practices, and B Corp, which verifies overall social and environmental performance, provide real credibility at the end. These third-party verifications help consumers separate truly ethical brands and companies from those engaging in greenwashing. Number 3, in my opinion, the most important one, educate consumers. Instead of misleading them with false claims, provide them with clear, 100% accurate information about sustainability. Companies should share insights on their sourcing, production processes, and environmental impact, helping the consumers make informed choices. When businesses take the time to educate rather than deceive, they build trust and encourage a culture of responsible consumption. Now, let's take a little step back and think about this through the lens of virtue ethics. You might be asking, what's virtue ethics? Well, virtue ethics is all about character. It asks, what kind of company do we want to be rather than just what can we get away with? A company that greenwashes is violating key virtues like honesty, integrity, and most important, responsibility. They're choosing deception over transparency, which intends to mislead the consumers. They are actively breaking the trust that ethical businesses work so hard to build. On the other hand, ethical branding embodies these virtues. Companies like Patagonia, Ecos, prioritize integrity by aligning their marketing with their actual values. They don't just say they care about sustainability. They prove it through real action and accountability. So, the big question is, do businesses want to be known for their words or for their actions? All right, let's wrap this up. Today we have uncovered how greenwashing misleads consumers in the wrong direction, how ethical branding, such as Patagonia and Ecos, builds trust, and why virtue ethics tells us that honesty truly does matter. Because with great honesty, it wouldn't mislead the consumers. So, what can you do as a fellow consumer, you might be asking? Well, be critical of sustainability claims these companies' brands make. Do your research on the brands you purchase from, and also look for verified certifications. And mainly support companies that actually walk the talk. So when they talk the talk, they walk the walk. If you're a business owner or also a marketer, I can only be honest by saying, be honest. Ethical branding isn't just good for the planet, the ecosystem, the nature, environment, etc., etc. It's good for long-term trust and loyalty that the brands and companies would have with their consumers. Thanks for tuning in to True Talks. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend. Might as well leave a review if you want to. And let's keep this conversation going. Until the next time, stay informed, stay ethical, and stay engaged.